Good morning, my beautiful crafty friends. It's Laurette. Welcome to my studio. And today is Friday. Normally we call it Finish It Friday, but for us it's going to be Folio Friday because we're going to be working on this beautiful botanical folio today. This is our project. It's a pretty big one, so I have to get right to it if, I want to hopefully finish it for you on film, but we'll do most of it, even if we don't get the decorating done. Before we get going, I wanted to share with you, I'm going to set that off to the side for a minute, the pockets that I was working on the other day. These are our Victorian pockets, our ladies. And here they are, all completely done. I've added ribbon. I have added a little bulb pin and some vintage buttons, a little piece of lace, and they're completed. So each one has two pockets, front and back. And then, of course, depending upon how you put it on, you could have a third pocket back there. So these are very useful. Or you could leave them as a standalone, something that you just pin in. You could use them as a journaling card because you could write on the back of this. Or you could add a piece of paper if you felt like that wasn't going to work with your pen. So these are very multi-use, but here they are. Here's each one. And this one. And this one. So I thought I would start off the morning by sharing these with you. I won't have time to do the share, the Etsy part of the share I wanted to do because this project is a big one, and it may have to be two parts. I'm hoping not. I was able to do it, in, well, it was over an hour, so it may not work. I have everything pre-cut and ready to go, but first of all, I'm going to do a little flip through of it. So you start with a string, which it kind of needs because it's, hopefully I didn't just put a, oh, okay. Here we are. So here's our cover. It says Bloom. It's got a tag back there. And then you open it up and you have a nice little tag here. You open it up again. You have two pockets with some goodies there. You have a notepad, and this is a detachable notepad that can be replaced on a belly band. So this way you could take it out. There's also a nice pocket in the back with a big tag. So this can be replaced once you use up all the pages. And I'm going to be showing you, well, I'm going to have you craft along with me while I make it today. So we'll go over what you're going to need in a minute. Here's a pocket here with a couple little goodies in it. I think I need to put a little card in this one. I need to do some more cutting. The kit that I used for this was, I used two kits from My Porch Prints. She has two botanical kits that I use. And when you close this up and flip it over, you have another pocket on the back. And here I just have a little envelope with a little tag, a little journal tag in it. So you can see this is quite a bit of the most of the work is covering the pages, and it is done on some plain cardstock. It's just basic cardstock, nothing really fancy. And then it's tied with a string, but I'm not going to do that because we may have to refer to it as we go along. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And here is our project in pieces, ready to go. So there's quite a bit we're going to do here. So I hope you're all well today. You're crafting along with me, and even if you're not, I hope you enjoy this little project. It's a lot of gluing, I use quite a few glues here. Darn it, I meant to do the new one today. I don't know if I have. Glue's really low. I may have to pull out another glue. I've got it. I just didn't get to it. Sorry about that. I just didn't get it unwrapped and get it open and get it going. So we may have to do that, but hopefully not. I'll set that off to the side. I do have a bigger bottle I can use. I just prefer this smaller bottle. So anyway, welcome everyone. Let's get busy. Let's make a folio. Gosh, I thought I cleaned off my desk. I guess I didn't. I was so anxious to get going with this. It is early morning for me. Again, I've chosen another early morning to do this because you just never know what the day's going to bring. So for me, it's very early. Hopefully I'm not sleepy. So the first thing I'm going to do is I use little clips to keep everything together. I have pre-cut tags and pockets and all the goodies. And as you can see, it's made from a piece of craft cardstock. And what I have done is I have folded it into thirds. And this this side here, I'm not doing a tutorial, so I'm not going to go do a bunch of measurements for you, but this side is approximately 3 inches. The middle is 4 1/4. And then this other outside is 3 1/2. So you want to have a bit of an uneven fold on this. Now, in order to get the folio look that you want on this. Now, you have to decide how much you want. When you fold this over, this is about 1 1/2 inches. You're going to have 1 1/2 inch space where you're going to see this part of the cover. I don't want to pull everything off because then I'm going to get lost and confused, and that's just too easy for me to do. Now, what has happened here, I'm going to get out my little clips. I'm going to open up my clip box because I'm going to dump clips in there as I'm using them. But when I pulled off the stuff from the back, I've now lost all the goodies I've piled up. I think I want to use on the front. And like I said, I somewhat pre-cut things to size so that I wouldn't have to do it on here. I've inked a lot of it, but not every bit. Like this piece isn't inked, so I'm going to grab my ink. Where's my dauber? Here's my dauber. And let's get busy. Super excited to be here. As of today, I now have 40 videos in the can. Wow. Just in a little over 2 months. Not quite 3 months yet. It'll be 3 months on the 5th of July. So we have made a lot of videos already. I can't believe it. It's so exciting. I'm really excited about it. Alrighty. So what I did is I cut myself. Now you could leave this as just cardstock and not cover it. But it was a little dark for me. I don't like a lot of grunge and a lot of dark. So I went ahead and I'm thinking I might not have left myself enough space to turn. Oops, I got it too close. All right, I suspected that. I cut it the same as my other book over here, but these aren't identical because they never fold, the same. The first thing you want to do is create your folds. So go ahead and fold your papers, round your corners if you like. You can pre-ink it. I inked mine at the very, very end with some walnut, Tim Holtz walnut distress ink to get the color that I wanted on the edges. I did that at the very end when I was completely done. I went around everything. This is a darker piece for me, but then I tend to do that with my botanicals. I go a bit darker. Got to find some place to put my little remote here so I don't, knock it on the floor and turn off the video. Where am I going to put you, my little friend? I'll put you on the other side. I don't normally do that. So later when I'm looking for my remote going, hey guys, I can't turn this off, you're going to have to remind me. So, I'm just going to go section by section. I think that's going to be easiest to do. So once you get your papers folded the way you want it and round your corners, if you want them rounded, then you're ready to do some kind of a base paper if you want one. I'm going to use one. Picked my side, so I'm going to go ahead and just do use my glue stick, which is very, very sticky. Very sticky. Okay. I now already have a sticky thumb. I may not be doing a lot of chatting during this video because this one takes some concentration if I want to finish this at all. I am going to get my card. Get rid of any little bubbles I have. All right, now this is where you would pick out whatever style pocket you want. I used a double pocket from the kit. Like I said, this is a botanical kit, 2 different botanical kits from My Porch Prints. And what I'm going to do with these is I want to kind of treat them as one. So I'm going to glue this little flap down because I want whatever, if I want to use a long card, that way I could put it and it will go all the way down. And then I just glued it to itself. I didn't glue it to this because I want it to be able to open. And now I'm going to take and glue just a bit of this edge down. I'm not going to glue it down. I'm going to glue it to the other pocket to keep it from moving around. And this has a big smiley face on the front of it. It came that way. So just kind of want to put it to the very edge. And I'm gluing these two to each other. Not gluing them closed, just to each other. And there's a little white edge there. I must have either forgotten it or I've bent the paper. Okay, now we're ready to put our pocket on. And we're just going to glue it on like we would any other pocket. That's if you choose to do a double pocket. You could do single pockets. You could do a straight pocket. You know, whatever you want. It depends on what kit you're using or what papers or scrapbook paper, whatever you want to use. I've rounded the corner at the bottom just a little bit. I'm going to bring it down just a little, not quite to the edge. Got to bring it all the way over here though, because I don't want it in my fold. It's just going to be like, okay, I didn't get enough glue on that. Hopefully I don't run out, but I have another bottle in the wings waiting to go. A heavier bottle. All right, I'm going to move that up a bit, but all the way to the very, very edge, because I have to keep it out of this corner right here, this crease. Darn it. Okay. I moved it up a little more than I intended, but that's okay. It's not very straight because the pockets that were in the kit were huge. They were way too big for me to use, so I had to cut them down a ton. So pretty much everything is what we would call jury rigged. Then I just cut a little set of cards, made a little folder. I'm going to put that up there. I just have a basic card. These are not decorated yet. At some point I'll go back and decorate. I was thinking I would like a little ribbon here. I don't like that. I was going to use the pink, but I think at this point I'm going to use, oh, Tom's at the door today. Hopefully Greg will come and get him. Sorry, I had to get my pinking shears. I want to, somebody wants in here. You can hear my voice. I'm wondering why he's not in here with me. Told you he's still got that separation anxiety. They both do. Still too long. Let's cut that again. There we go. Okay. Pull out the bucket. That time of day. All right. Let's see. I'm going to put my glue on my cap on my glue. And I want to use some glue here, but I don't want to see the glue line because a lot of times on this grosgrain ribbon, you'll get one. So I'm just going to use because this does work on fabric and ribbon really, really, really well. I'm just going to add a little green band here. And at this point, I would normally decorate this, but I don't know really what I want on here. I'm kind of at a loss for that as to what I want to use. I seem to be missing, I don't know where I put it. Uh-oh. Well, okay. Maybe missing a few pieces that I had planned to put here. Don't know where they went. Yeah, I think you have everything prepared, but it seems like that just doesn't happen. I have a little plate of goodies. I did a lot of pre-cutting so that I could just, oh, that looks pretty good. I like this, but I don't know. I don't think this is the one I intended for here. Maybe I could use that one. It's a little big, huh? I was thinking about that one. I made a bunch of little stamps that I could use here. That one's too big. Well, that covers up that whole emblem, which I kind of wanted to leave this showing a little bit, but if I fuss too much, we'll not end up finishing. So I can't do that. I have a whole little baggie I cut out. I did a ton of fussy cutting last night. After I made the first one, I realized, oh gosh, I used up a lot of pieces on my first one. So I pre-made it so you guys could have a sample to look at, so you could see what we were making today. Let me ink this. Like I said, I didn't ink every little thing, but I did ink all the big pieces, or I tried to. You know, it's hard to get it all. Let's go. This one's in the pinks and the yellows. I don't know if you noticed, this one was mostly in the purples and greens with a little bit of the pink. So this has a little bit different, brighter colorway on it. Yeah, I like that. I think I'll do that. Okay. Can always add something else if I feel like it's just, you know, not enough. I'm going to use my glitter glue. Well, the Great Wall repair still continues around here. The guys they've got to dig down about 8 inches today to set the bedrock for the stones that it's going to sit on. And that's a big job. Keep in mind, these guys are retired, so they're not young, but they're not old either. I mean, really, my husband was still working a very heavy-duty physical job until about 8 months ago, so hopefully he's not too far out of shape for this project. I do worry about him, and I make them stop. I don't let them work all day. They work from about 10 to 3. Then they go off to the dump to dump what they don't need, and then they're done for the day. So I think that's long enough for those guys. I don't want either one of them having, my husband have another heart attack, and I certainly don't need my neighbor to have a heart attack. So, all right, now we're going to move on to the middle section, which I meant to pre-cut my belly band yesterday. I was struggling with it, the other one, so I'm going to do a quick, oh, I see, okay. Before I glue this on, I'm going to cut the belly band to match this middle section right here. Okay, now I've just dropped out everything that goes on the back. Oh. Little fiddly this morning. I don't have my coordination's not great in the morning, I noticed, compared to like later in the day when I film. But I also notice I'm getting too tired late in the day. So let's try the morning time, right? All right, now I'm gonna move this up a little. We're gonna cover this middle section, which is the biggest section, and this piece of paper is about 4 1/4 inches. Let me see if that's right. Yeah, a little under 4 1/4. So, yep, 4 1/4. All right. So we're going to make our belly band. I want to cut off this other end. 4 1/4. I'm going to go a little bit above because I got to trim off this other end to match. Barely trim any of it off. It moved on me. Oh dear. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. Let's hope that works. Yep, it's a little bit long. I need to trim off just a tiny bit more. But don't glue it on now because you don't want to do that until you're ready to, I'm going to go ahead and ink it. Till you're ready to glue till you finish the notebook. And there's a reason for that, and I'll show you that in just a minute. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and I am going to move this stuff off. Try to keep it all clipped together. I love these Wonder Clips. I always use these for quilt making and sewing, purses and things. And a friend of mine suggested Shell over at, oh, drawing a complete blank. Anyway, Shell and Clint over there suggested that I try these clips, and they are working wonderfully. So, gotta find somewhere to put those. I'm getting a big pile over here. All right, so this is glued on and ready to go. Well, that was the hope anyway. I now see we have some things that are not glued down. I am not going to use that. That's just too much to put on there. So, or am I? I'm undecided. I think about, people ask, well, how do you know what glue to use? Well, I think about the strength and where is it going, what's it going to. The more you use these glues and the more you use your papers, different types of papers, different weights of papers, the more projects you do, the more you become knowledgeable about what your glues will and won't glue on. That's pretty much how you figure out what to use. And it's strictly by use, I think. Practice, you know, the more you do it, the more you realize, oh yeah, that'll work on cardstock, but it won't work on that. Or, oh yeah, that'll work on vellum, but it doesn't work on that, you know, or won't work on vellum. So you just have to kind of play. And when it doesn't stick, you just pull out a different glue and you say, okay, well now that works. So that's kind of, you know, how you figure that out. This belly band is eventually, oh no, oh gosh. Okay, last time I didn't glue, this is what happens when you talk. Last time I didn't glue it on, I made a pocket here. So this one's not gonna have a pocket because I just glued it on. I left it as a pocket last time with the punch out. See what happens when you talk? It's so much better when you do projects not on video. You don't make mistakes like that. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to do the back. I decided that the back side of this little notepad was going to have paper on both sides. So all I did was figure out how wide I wanted it. And in this case, it is, did I leave my, where did I put my, I just had my, oh, there it is. All right, this is 3.5. So I had to decide how wide I wanted it. I wanted it to be 3.5. So I cut my paper 7 inches, cut off the extra, folded it in half and glued it together to give me a little stability. Now, I want rounded corners on the bottom. I figured that out yesterday when I was working, that I wanted, oh gosh, oh. Much klutzier in the morning. Absolutely klutzy in the morning. May not be doing too many morning videos, but summer, it just feels like I got to get up and get going to get out of the hot room, you know? And I've got to start getting some other things done during the day besides sitting and crafting all day. My poor little house. So you have to decide which side do you want to put your papers on and which side is going to be the back side. But because it's removable, whoever takes out the notepad will see the back side. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make this the back. So this will be the front. So this is where I'm gonna glue my papers on, or put my papers on. I'm not going to glue. I am going to try, I tried to cut these pretty straight. I made these papers 3 because these are 3 and this is 3.5. So I kind of wanted, I wanted the paper pad to show a bit. Where did my tiny attacher go? I buried it under everything. Okay, no matter how hard I try to keep my desk organized and neat, it just doesn't happen. Not while I'm crafting. Just not possible. Gosh, I thought I did a better job on these than I did. Come on, you guys. Neaten up for me. All right, so then I'm going to take my tiny attacher and I'm going to punch 1. Oh, I didn't mean to go that far out. 2, 3. And then, now what did I do on that other one? Believe it or not, I just did this last night. Why can't I remember? Let me pull out my notepad, take a peek at it. Yes, I did cover the whole thing. Okay, I thought so. I just wanted to make sure. See, everything's covered nice and neat. You see this when you pull up your papers, but it is removable so that someone could just put in a new one. They're not limited. And then I put it to the top here. And I'm gonna take 2 smaller and staple it on. You could glue it on if you don't have a tiny attacher or a stapler. Just glue it right on. Then the little band that I used, I made a little band. It's longer, but I'm gonna like this. I'm going to fold this in half, which I was going to score it to make it easier to fold, but I didn't find that any easier yesterday. I'm going to have to kind of trying to get that straight. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, that birdie's upside down. Doggone it. Well, this side's not as exciting, but that side's just upside down. So I wanted that little birdie on there. Oh dear, stifling yawn. Sorry, it's early. Well, I don't want to fuss around too long, so I'll pick my side. I'm going to move that back in just a little bit. And I'm going to cut this off. I'm not going to use my cutter. Try not to cut the board. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to ink it a little bit. Ooh, that's crooked. I knew it was. That's a little better. Oh, gosh. Okay. I am going to use my art glitter glue. Okay. I don't have a lot to talk about around here other than it is a very foggy morning. It's starting to break off now. It is actually, I'm filming this on Wednesday for Friday. So today is supposed to not be super hot, but we are supposed to heat back up again. Ick. Not looking forward to that. Hopefully, I have to have my husband check today to see when they're planning to come back with the parts for our air conditioner. I'm hoping that's going to be very soon. I'm just doing a little bit of, I want to just kind of get a little bit of ink on this edge, just because it's the cover piece. There we go. I should have picked a flatter piece of paper. I buy my coffee dyed paper, and I thought that was a little flatter. All right, so we have that done. I guess it's glued down. Nope. I see some edges that have escaped the glue. They have escaped the house, the nut house here. All right, let's make sure that's on there good and tight. I don't like my staples to show. So generally, I mean, not always, sometimes I do. All right, so I don't have to worry about the top because I'm not putting in a pocket. Messed that up. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of paper, your little belly band, and you're going to center your little, and you're going to lay it down. Now I have to turn this so I can see where I want everything. And you're just going to glue down the edges of your belly band. As straight as you can. Ha ha, okay. And let's see how good a job I did, or whether I'm going to have to rip that off there and start over. And now let's see how we did. I know I take a chance of it coming up, but that's good because... And there you have it. Yay! It came out okay. I'm thrilled. Alrighty. So, on my other belly band, I threw it off to the side. All right. Oh, yeah. I put a little piece of ribbon across it. Now I set my, I'm looking around for my ribbon. I set it off to the side here. I really got to stop piling stuff. It's crazy. And I'm going to go all the way from one side to the other. There we go, to finish it off. There we go. We get a nice finished look there. You know, you can make your folio as grungy and dark and rustic as you would like. You know, leave your staples showing. You don't have to put a band on the top. Depends on what your, you know, what your taste is, what you like. Everybody has something different they like. I am having trouble with the morning light. I'm finding it's got too many shadows in here in the morning. Can you guys hear the doves hooting in the background? We have a lot of doves around here, a lot. Pigeons and doves. They nest in the trees. Alrighty. Oh, that was not a good idea. Almost did it, ladies. Almost did it. I almost glued it all the way down instead of making it removable. Oh, apparently morning is not my thinking time. I thought afternoons were not my thinking time. Maybe I don't have a thinking time. Oh, gosh, I don't know. Sniffles again. Try not to do it too much. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I tend to mumble when I'm working because I'm not used to talking while I work. I think maybe when I'm in here by myself, I should be talking all the time. That way I get used to it, right? But then my husband would like, are you filming? No. I don't want to be committed, right? I don't like this edge. I thought I liked that little zigzag edge, but I don't. So I'm going to cut that off. There we go. I like that little bit cleaner, straighter edge. That's better. It's great for sewing, but not so much here. Not in this piece anyway. Alrighty, let's see what's next. I think we need a little something up there. Let me see what I have here. I used a little green label last time and I really liked it. Entomology specimen. But entomology I think means bug, right? And I don't have any bugs in here, so I don't think I want to use that one. What did my last one say? Oh, nature list. See, I wish I had another one of those, but I've used all of them, I think, on my... These are all Tracy Fox Love Junk Journal from her botanical kit. I'm looking to see if I maybe have that one in the brown. Because she did it in 2 colors. So there's a colorful page and then all brown page. No. Well, darn. Do I have one that says field notes? I don't want specimen. Field notes. Here we go. This is perfect for that. I'm going to go like this. And I believe this is on sticker paper, so it should be easier. But I'll probably have to add some glue. No thumbnails, so it makes it a little tough. Oh, it's pretty sticky. I don't know. Nah, I'm thinking it won't stick to fabric and paper too. There we go. There we go. Okay. I love flowers. I don't know if we've ever discussed that, but I've always loved flowers and gardening. The bad part about this house is that back hill that they're shoring up is where all of my flowers are, my roses are. I didn't put them there. They were there when we moved in. They were all but dead. I've revived them. They're beautiful a couple times a year, you know. But I can't get up there on the hill too because it's straight up and straight down. There's no ledges. I wish it was like up a ledge, you know, so we could have the roses on a flat surface so I could go up there and work on them, but I can't. And I miss that so much. So I have potted plants in my little Zen garden on the side of the house. The way these homes were built, you could put a motorhome on the sides of the house. That's the way these homes were built. It was a big thing at the time these houses were built. So the people who bought this house didn't choose to have it there, or built the house, I should say, pick the house. Or they did and the next people didn't. It's been owned a number of times before us, so we're not the original owner, unfortunately. Oh, guys. Okay. Yeah, I created a problem for myself, didn't I? That sits right at the very top. It sits down further if I don't have the ribbon on it. What do I do? Do I take the ribbon off and move it down? Do I take a chance? It's still wet. Gosh. Not struggling, experimenting, because once you change something, one thing, which I did change one thing. The thing I changed was I didn't make that a pocket. And so it changed the whole line of everything. So now I need to move this all the way up. And hope that's going to sit in the belly band in a way. Yeah, see... I knew that was going to happen if I put that on. I don't know if you could see the lines there behind the ribbon. Darn it. Ugh. See if I warm it up with my hands. I'm hoping that's going to dry and not show those lines. Okay. I'm going to let that dry and come back to it later. I'm frustrated with this part right now, so I'm just going to walk away, which is the best thing to do. I'll put that in there so he doesn't get lost. But, yep, I'm going to walk away from that part. And if I see that those lines are going to be... Let's try this again. I'm not even going to mess with it. Honestly, I'm not. I am going to... These have gotten so dull that they don't even want to cut that ribbon. That's not good. So I'm wasting time here when I need to be working on the next part. I will not finish this on time. I'm not going to be able to finish it, darn it. Because I'm fussing with the belly band and the stupid center part, which I knew. This is the thing that takes the longest part of the whole thing is right here. Okay, we're going to walk away from that for the moment. You guys saw how to do that, so it's like no big mystery whatsoever. You got it. Now I have like 20 pairs of scissors next to me. I need that. Okay. I am going to leave these out for the moment because I need to be able to look at them. Put them back in their baggie later. Alrighty. Okay. No, that's not it. There we go. I'm looking for the part that goes over here. Let's make sure this is going to fit. I thought I did that yesterday, but you never know. Oh. Also thought I already inked this, but actually this was a last minute addition last night. I was looking at it and I decided it was too dark. When I put the pocket on, I felt like there was just too much of this dark brown expanse. But, you know, someone else might really, really love that. So I thought I liked it, but I didn't. Of course, this is not my original idea. Everybody does folios. So it's like a combination of a bunch of ideas. Not original. But I haven't made one before. I haven't made this one before. You know, botanical one using the cardstock. I've done other project with cardstock, the dark craft cardstock. When I first started out, I was doing a lot of Tracy Fox, Wendy's Journal Adventure, and things like that. And I was using a lot of the darker, I was using the botanicals and the darker craft cardstock. And then as my work went more towards back to my love, which is the shabby chic, which I used a lot in my sewing work, clients and stuff. Oh, guess what I forgot to do? Forgot to turn that. Like I said, you think you're prepared, but you're not. I just needed, there we go. I'm going to have to reglue that. So as I moved on into the shabby and the lighter colors, I went away from the craft card. But when I first started out, oh boy, everything I bought was craft card. Dark, crafty color. That was my thing when I first started the paper crafting here over in Junk Journal World. And so I have a lot of it. I have envelopes and tags and everything in the world in just this darker paper. But like I said, as I moved away, it's all been sitting in a drawer, and so I went and pulled it all out and went, oh, I should use that. I should do something different. I love my shabby chic, but there are times where I want to do something different, you know. Rotate. That's it. Rotate my projects. All right. I like the curly edge, but it's a booger to glue down. Okay, maybe I got it this time. I don't know. Fingers crossed. And I'm going to put that back because my next thing is I want to glue on this little pocket. And I barely want to get any glue on here. I put too much on the other one and I couldn't get the pocket open enough to put stuff inside of it. I can't think of the name of the gal who came up with this little flip here right now. I usually have no trouble, but brain's not functioning yet this morning. Okay, this time I finally left it open enough to get something inside. Goodness gracious, I really messed that up yesterday. The big one just doesn't quite how it close. May have to trim this tag just a hair on each side, I bet. All right. So now I want to, I know something else I want to do before I go too far. I was looking over here and when I want to do, I'm going to put a little stamp over here. Using a green. I'm using pine needles. Little Tim Holtz pine needles. And then, because it's dark and I'm not too worried about it, I'm going to add a little bit of the vintage photo. So we get kind of a green-brown vine up here. Uh-oh, I hear my gardeners are on the next street over, which means, I may have to quit the video early and come back and do part 2 in the same day. I hear them. Oh man, they're right. Means they're on their way here. I completely forgot it's Wednesday. I don't film on Wednesdays because I have gardeners on Wednesdays. Uh-oh, guys. Oh, I don't know. I hear them in the distance. I have the window open and they're on the next street over. They start over there and then they come over here. So I pretty much always know when they're coming. Sugar. Try not to say any bad words on YouTube. Sugar is as bad as I'm going to try to get, or shoot. That's it for me. I don't want to get in trouble from YouTube. And I'm going to put a little sticker here. Eek! Oh no. Come on, you. Oh, it ripped. Ah, these stickers. I hate these things. Boy, you get a wrinkle. It's got a wrinkle. Well, it is what it is. It's a wrinkle. Looking for my little card. Sometimes I can work that wrinkle out with my card. Oh, and I am. Yay. All right. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. I heard in my head, danger, Will Robinson, danger, for those of you who are old enough to know where that came from. Oh my goodness. Morning is dropsy time. Oh gosh. No more morning videos. Done, done, done. Not doing any more early morning videos. Alrighty. You guys get to laugh at your little friend here in the morning. I'll tell you, she's a nutball. Oh, you have a couple of nutball friends that are do videos. There's a whole bunch of us, apparently. I think that might be the prerequisite. The nuttier, the better. Yes, so some of these things I did, some I didn't. I don't know what happened. It's hard to prep every little piece, especially when you're doing a lot of pieces on something. All right, I'm going to put just 2 little journaling cards in there. This tag is going to go in there, but I need to cut it down, but I'm not going to do it. Well, maybe it'll fit. It fits, but it's like a tight squeezer. All right, normally I would decorate there. And I'll come back to that in just a minute. I'll put the goodies that are going to go up there. I'm going to, Sorry, I'm moving a couple things off my... Getting crazy crowded on this little desk of mine. It's actually a big desk of mine. I don't know what my issue is. Why I can't do better at a big desk. So we're going to come back and decorate that in just a minute because I'm decorating as I'm going. So I would like to get this piece on next. I did not stitch any of these because it is botanical. I just didn't feel like it called for that, but you know, I want to get to the very edge, so I don't want to, I mean, I can glue on that mat and wipe it off easy. That's the whole point of using the mat, but if the glue gets on here, it's fine because I'm going to be gluing this paper onto it. I hope you enjoyed Wednesday's video with my Victorian ladies, and now this one is something different. I am not disorganized. I'm over-organized is my problem here. So, seems like the harder you try to prep, sometimes the less you are prepped. I don't understand that, but it is what it is. Alrighty, and we're done with that. Now, there's my little paper clip. I'd like to put a little something on this, I think, to make it a little more botanical. Hold on a minute. It's time for the wet ones. I really should get an endorsement from these guys. Jeez Louise, I use them so much. And I talk about them so much. I just love these things. I don't know. I'm just really happy with them. When one of the cats throws up on the carpet, you know, we clean it up and then we use a wet one and it takes out all the stain and everything. So, or I get something on my clothes. I just use a wet one on it and it's gone. And pen, it even took out pen. I don't know if they rejigged their formula when the pandemic came along, but it seems a lot soapier than it used to be. I'm not sure. This one, they do have an antibacterial one, and then they have this one. I'm not using an antibacterial in here because I just don't think it's necessary in my craft room. It's only me, myself, and me. I mean, I think we're all the same health-wise, so I don't have to worry. They all go everywhere together, so I think it's okay. Like I said, your little crafting buddies are nuts. Oh, I don't even need to glue this because it's a sticky. Anyway, I was saying how much I love to garden and how much I love flowers. You know, my husband, anytime he wanted to please me, he always, or wanted to treat me or say he loves me, he always gives me flowers. And my son used to do the same thing, give flowers in our family to show love. And so I created a Zen garden on the side of the house. I started to talk about that, which is out by the hot tub. We turned that whole area, it was a horrible dog pit. I think I talked about this before. It's now my pretty little Zen garden. So I really love doing this project because it's something I love so much, which is flowers. I love botanical. I should do more of it. I think that's why I kind of had a hankering for it. It's that time of year. All right, so all we have left is our back. We do have to decorate that other piece, but I'm going to go ahead and get this on the back because I can see my time is going quickly. I'm actually going to run out of time, but I'm going to keep going. I am not going to quit because I want to get this done. And I don't want another project hanging over my head that isn't finished. Enough of that. That's why I work so hard to pre-cut all these papers and things. I noticed that was just a tiny bit too long. I have my two paper cutters, little paper cutters that are stacked beside each other at the end of the table there. Both sides are really pretty. It's hard on this coffee dyed paper because it's all pretty. Now, when I first did it, I didn't have a paper. This is something I added. That's why it's not, I just added these late last night. So it's why they're not pre-inked and everything else is inked. Or hopefully, mostly. I'm just going to hit the very edges because when you cut it, even though this is coffee dyed paper, you still see a white edge. I don't know. I guess because it must sit on top of the paper, not inside the paper. Sorry, that was just my little box of pins. This thing's usually full. It shows you how many projects I have going right now. So, yeah, just too dark for me. I had to lighten it up. So, I added all these papers. I don't use glue book, as I've told other people. I don't have that many books that I've torn apart where I have a lot of pages. I have some, but they're vintage, and there's no way I'm gluing on a vintage book page. Ain't happening. So I don't use one. I either use a magazine, one of these little white cutting mats from Dollar Tree, or I just glue right on top of the project I'm working with, because it doesn't matter if it gets glue on it, because I'm going to glue on it anyway. I'm going to put something gluey over it. And if I get it on my mat, I just grab my little wet one and wipe it off. Oh man, let's see. It's a race for the gardeners because I hear them coming down the hill. Yikes. Okay. I have a wet arm. Okay. I'm not going to worry about the wrinkle down here because you're not going to see it. It's going to be covered up by, this was a little, I think it was I cut it all apart. I think it was a coin pocket or a little envelope, and I cut it and I made it into, I used the tabs, and I'm going to make it into a little pocket down here. I wanted a pocket here, so I'm making my own pocket. Oh, my tummy's going to growl again. I didn't want to take time to eat breakfast. I wanted to get into the craft room. Sorry, I'm a little scattered today, guys. I don't know what the heck's the matter with me. I'm just not all together. All right, so this makes, you could either pull it back like this, or you can leave it up to make it a little fun, different pocket. I did have something for this pocket. Where did it go? It was a little envelope. Well, I don't know. Not worried about it. All right, so I'm going to add, we're pretty much done now. All the base pieces are on, so now it's just a matter of doing a little decorating, adding your cards. Sorry, that was my head, I think I just put in there. I'm going to ink this up just a little bit. I don't like it quite so bright. This project definitely has no bright white in it. I mean, a little here and there. Okay, I'm pretty sure you guys can hear some of that in the background. I am going to close the window. I have the nice fresh air, but I think it's necessary because it's going to get really loud in about 10 seconds. Coming up the hill. He's using the blower, which means he's finishing up on the other street. So they're coming, they're coming. Okay. Little trick I learned a long time ago from a guy who made 1 billion stickers and sold them was to roll your stickers down with your thumb instead of trying to pick them off. Because I don't ever have a thumbnail, so I was thrilled to learn that little trick. Okay, let's try not to wrinkle it this time. These darn things curl up on you every time. I don't know what the deal is with them. These are washi stickers, not clear. These are washi. So I got them, you know, online on Amazon. I am not going to use this again because it made lines. So we're just going to. The glue stick works just fine on these. Because this is made for fabric, to glue a fabric, and it's super duper sticky, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to put it, do I want it up high, up low? Maybe right about there. I'm going to pull it down just a hair. I also want to straighten that out. Hopefully my head isn't crooked today. Some days I have kind of dizzy spell kind of thing, and I feel like my head's to one side or the other, and it's not quite, you know, I need these little sharp scissors. I never did find the cap to these. I don't know. They must have ended up in the garbage accidentally. Or I knocked him on the floor and the cats are playing with him, and someday I'll find him somewhere weird in the house. All right. There we go. Now everything's on. Oh, no, not everything. I thought I was done. Wow, dingbat. I haven't done the front. And I'm at time. So, shoot, I'm going to keep going, though. I'm going to make it longer. This is a long video. It has to be for what we're doing. This does not have to match the other one. Look it, I ripped it. Oh, I did okay too. Oh, you're a funny friend. She doesn't like to rip things. Not my thing. I'll do it if I have to. Oh, and today's the big day. In the neighborhood, it started out, they used to just do one house across the street. And then 2 more neighbors had him do it. And then we asked him to do it because my husband had his heart attack. And the doctor said, I don't want him doing, you know, so much labor because he has to at work. So we started having, you know, a gardener when my husband had his heart attack and was working still. And I told my husband, well, you can keep them as long as, you know, we're okay financially, but if things start getting tight, they got to go. So far we're fine. So now all of us in the neighborhood, pretty much with the exception of 3 out of the 5, I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us have gardeners now out of the 8 houses here. So we've all gone for the gardener. So when they come, but they do us every week because of our big yard and hill and everything. And they maintain all the shrubs and the hedges and the lawn. But the other guys, they only do them every other week. So last week was the short week. This week is the long week, which means they're going to be doing all 5 of us today. So it'll be a long time that you're going to hear a lot of noise. So kind of why I'm rushing to finish. Hopefully I put that on right. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. All right. I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to work with it. I'm going to leave it. You know, it doesn't pay to rush. But I gotta. I may yell over the gardeners for a few minutes, hopefully, just to finish up. But they're coming. They're coming. The English are coming. Oh, God. I'm losing it. I'm just totally losing my mind. Nothing new and exciting. Just the same old, same old. I don't need any book page because this is from Edith Holden. I am doing a little label up at the top. This one's going to say garden. The other one, what does the other one say? The other one says bloom. So this one says garden. I'd like to use a little piece of this, let's see, green painter's tape paper. I don't mind ripping little things. It's the big long stuff that gets me into trouble. That I mess up on. Yep, that's okay. I'm going to kind of squish it up a little. I'm going to ink it up a little. Ink all over my hands probably. Oh my gosh, you should see me yesterday when I worked on that other piece. My hands were so... I did like 3 days of pre-inking as I went along to each part I was cutting. And my hands were so orange. Oh my gosh. Like my thumbnail's now orange. All right. I think I can go ahead and use that on there. We'll get that on there. I did a lot of pre-planning for this one. There is no way I could sit down and make this cold, you know, without pre-cutting and everything. No, absolutely no way. Oh, got it upside down. Oops. I had it on there straight and then I moved it. No, 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 no. Well, there really is no straight when your edges are crooked. What a dingbat. Of course there's no straight. There. I want that little birdie to show. See that? Now, these little these little labels here, this one here is from Jolene's Jewel Design. Her botanical kit, one of her botanical garden kits. Her, I think it's her second one, not the first one. The lighter, brighter one, not the darker one. And she has a whole set of botanical labels that I absolutely love. So if you need botanical labels, garden labels, go over there to Jewel Design. There is a link in my drop-down box there with my, where the information box is. Okay, I'm going to wait just a second to put that on. I could not decide which flower I wanted. Now, you can see the yellow one here, so do I want another yellow? Or do I want to go something pink and purple? I kind of like mimicking that. That's not very bright. I'm in the mood for something bright. This is beautiful, but I think, let me see if I can do a quick fusset cut on these. Just like a kiss cut. I did wait to do this part because I just really didn't know what I wanted. I looked and looked and I just couldn't decide. And I thought, just put out the couple of things you think you want. I am going to leave some white because I'm going to ink it. So, sorry, this is up to my nose. Hopefully my head's not in the camera. Well, thank you for coming along today, everybody, and hanging out with me in my studio while I craft. And hopefully some of you are crafting along with me making this folio. You can rewind it. Not that there's a lot of directions, but just to see what I did, kind of the things I used. I love having you all in my crafting room with me. Having someone to talk to. It gets lonely in here sometimes. Me, myself, and I are just not that much company. We'd like to have a few other friends in every now and then. So I really appreciate you all coming along and having some fun. This is a very, very fun project. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it really is. I really enjoyed sitting down and making this one. I really, really enjoyed it. It was so relaxing and fun, and it goes fairly quick the second time. I mean, I've done this in just about an hour, so, you know, it's a good thing. So let's get this. I have to ask myself, do I want any green paper behind that before I put that on? Yeah, I kind of like that. Let me just sort of crumple it up and do my thing again. Just use a scrap, you know? I just grabbed the scrap left over from when I pulled it a minute ago. Oh, you guys, you're going to think your friend's funny. My nose is running so bad, and I don't want to snuffle. I have to. I don't have time to go grab a Kleenex, so... And I honestly don't think I even have any in here, so... I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude, but it's like, oh, my nose is running so bad. I feel like a little kid, you know, with a runny nose. I'm waiting for mom to come along with her Kleenex and, like, wipe your nose for you. Oh, I'm crazy, you guys. I'm just nuts, so... Oh, my goodness. Sorry. Alrighty. This is a fun, fun project. It's been a great, fun day. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have too. I hope you didn't hear any frustration, because it really wasn't. It was just, you know, it happens. You do something, it doesn't go well. You forget to do something. So you back up and you take and you make lemonade with those lemons. And you just fix it, you know. And that's what you learn from me, is like how to, when something doesn't go exactly the way you think it's going to go, you will figure out how to fix it or what to do in place of it, or just be happy with what you get, because inevitably it's all really good. It's all good, you know? So, oh gosh, we're about 10 minutes over, but we're finishing this. I know you'll hang in there. If you hung in all the way through, it means you were really, really interested in this project. And if you didn't, it's okay. I totally understand. I'll never know. I'll never know. I feel like it needs a sticker right here. Did I leave any? Or did I think I, put some glue right here. Hopefully Hopefully I wasn't off camera either. Well, we'll see. I'll watch it back. I'm sure it'll be okay. I want to put a little... oh, they have arrived. Okay. Got a few minutes here. See if we could decorate up a couple things. If not, as you know, the next time I do a video, you will see this finished product. Or both of them, I should say. And you'll know exactly how it came out. I'm really liking the green today, so green's my thing. And this has a sticker on the back. Which again, you're just supposed to roll it down and boom, it comes right off. Instead of trying to pick it off. Which I always did till I saw his videos and I went, oh, huh. It was Mr. Crafty from Reset Girl. He did so many stickers. He did a little tutorial one time on one of her tutorials. He stepped in and showed us how to get all the stickers off because everything we use over there was Sticker City. So there you have it. Oh gosh, well, we've got a minute. I'm going to keep going. Like I said, I'm going to keep right on working. I'm going to use these little, I think these are Tracy Fox. This is Tracy Fox. My tickets. Or these are Artie Mae's, I'm not sure. One of the two. Because I bought so much of their stuff together when they were doing their things together that, you know, I got confused as to whose was whose, and they kind of all live together in the same folders. So this has a little bit of yellow in it, which I just feel like is necessary. And all these are just scraps I cut with my little scissors. These scissors have, when you cut them this way, you know, the way you're supposed to, you get the little bumps. But when you flip them upside down, it creates the same as a stamp cut. So that's allowed me to have like little faux stamps everywhere. I just love them. And I'm over here with my elbow in the camera, looking for a little sticker to put there. There we go. There, I found that natural notes after I don't need it anymore, of course. So typical. Well, I want to thank you all for coming along today. As I said, I really enjoyed you. Great fun. Our next project, I'm not really sure if it's going to be a tea time one or, which is some tea time waterfall pockets, or if I'm going to do another version of my bag pocket flips. I might be doing one of those. We will see. That's probably going to be on Monday because this is going to show on Friday. This video is going to take forever to upload. Goodness gracious, my husband's going to kill me. All right, decorated, decorated, decorated. That needs something. I do need to fix this up here. I'm going to have to get a new glue bottle because I've left this one open so much today. It probably won't, I don't even think the lid will go on it. It doesn't even want to go on there. There we go. We're going to try this one more time. Third time's a charm, right? Keep your fingers crossed. Come on, you. All right. I'm struggling with that, so I'm just going to give it up. Next time you see it, it will be done. But as you can see, it is done. It is decorated. Almost decorated. I don't know what happened to the piece I had cut for that. Isn't that funny how things just kind of disappear off your desk? Well, they were all glued together, and then I took off that clip, and then they migrate somewhere. I don't know where they go. Sometimes I find them in the weirdest places. Seriously. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. Almost did it in an hour, ladies. I tried so hard, but I couldn't do it. I I just couldn't do it. I tried. Hopefully you're all okay with that. Like I said, if you stayed to watch the whole thing, it's because you wanted to see it completely done instead of only seeing part of it. And I need a good probably hour and 15 to do a project this size. But I'm very proud of us for getting it done in one day. Ta-da! And we're done. So the next time you see it, it will have all of its little cards and pockets and, I mean, not cards and tags, and everything will be decorated. I mean, like, you know, whatever cards are going to go in it or tags are going to go in it. And those will be decorated. And hopefully I will fix this issue up here. And so there you have it. Our trifold folio, all done, finished, completed. So it matches this one. It will get a nice string attached to it. So I want to thank you for coming out and playing with me today and hanging out. And I hope to see you all again very, very soon. Loves and kisses and lots of hugs. And I think that's it. Bye-bye.